We've had enough of your nonsense,
That's exactly
online
what it sounds
gurus.
like.
We are putting out there the truth, right? Like, you quit talking about what Google likes when you're not Google.
Hey everyone, welcome to the S.O.B Marketing Podcast, where we celebrate the S.O.B that you are, and if you haven't figured it out yet, we mean small-owned business. We don't mean S.O.B.
Listen, we know that as a small business owner, you are working hard on the daily to keep your business fully operational while trying to promote it. And while some days it may feel like the business is owning you, if we're being honest with each other, I bet you would admit that you wouldn't give up the insanity for anything.
Our commitment here at the S.O.B Marketing Podcast is to give you the real talk, what works when it comes to advertising, marketing, promoting your business, and then what doesn't really work.
And Chelsea and I promise to always keep the conversation real. Chelsea, apparently this topic was a very good one for everybody out there. Lots of people interested, small business owners interested in finding out what Google is saying about how to show up on the generative
AI search on Google.
Yeah. And so if you guys happen to watch the video on YouTube, thank you. Be sure that you're subscribed so that you guys can get notifications, especially for, future topics like this one, because last week we told you guys what you should be doing.
Yes. We took Google's advice, or we shared Google's advice with everyone on what you should be doing to show up on their generative AI search. Today, Vivian, we are talking about what Google does not want you to do. Or the advice that they said is online and you don't need to bother with.
Yeah. And this is great because it means we're going to be saving you guys time. For one, because you know that this is going to be written about and discussed more and more endlessly on Reddit forums, in Facebook groups, by every single quote unquote marketing guru out there who's going to be telling you, Google says you need to be doing this. And so we just want to save you the time from digesting, reading information that really you don't even really need to care about because Google has flat out told us no need.
No, not necessary.
That's right. So, all right, Chelsea, do you have a hot take for today?
I'm going to be so honest, Vivian. I do not have a hot take today.
Oh, no spicy.
No, simply because this is a part 2. So I feel like, well, actually, you know what? I can make a hot take real quick. My hot
she
take
said I take that back.
I take it back because some of this advice that Google is pushing back on, guys.
What do you mean, yeah?
It doesn't. If we take a second to think about it and we remember everything that we talked about last week, which is all Google wants you to do is create quality content for your target audience, then some of these shortcuts or tricks or whatever, it doesn't make sense. You're trying to trick an algorithm that has been taught to not do that.
Smarter than you. No, that's what she's saying. That's the hot take. She's like, AI is smarter than y'all.
The hot take is there are no tricks.
Yeah.
There's no shortcuts. There's no tricking the algorithm. You got to just create good quality content.
Yeah. I mean, as awful as that sounds, keep it simple, right? And I guess that's the endearing part of this whole conversation is you guys don't have to know any of the the stuff that people are out there pushing and just saying like, oh, I figured it out. I mean, okay, you figured out what? The common sense thing, which is basically just create the content that your target audience, would want to see or needs to know. But all right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Chelsea, we're talking about basically it was the article that we discussed last week. And in there, they told us all the things. And then the second part of the article is basically quote unquote myth busting.
Myth busting. Yes. So myth busting generative AI.
This is very random. What? Did you ever watch Mythbusters growing up?
Of course I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Dork. No.
I'm catching strays for no reason.
Nerd.
Okay.
All right.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Well,
equally nerd, I know.
Okay, great. Okay, I'm glad we hashed that out. to have our own little Mythbusters moment, I guess.
Okay.
Let's bust these shortcuts, these hacks.
Okay. And can I point out one sentence that, Google does a really great job of these. Chelsea was making fun of me a couple weeks ago when we were initially doing this because she said, you actually read the intro paragraphs. I was like, yes, I need the tee up before we get in the meat and potatoes of like whatever article I'm reading. But I do read the intro paragraphs. So just telling you guys as a side note, if you ever get a recap from Chelsea and you want to trip her up on something, just ask her about the intro paragraph. Ask her a question about the intro paragraph she skipped.
Here's the thing. I ain't got all day. So I skim everything first. I look for key points, and then I go back and I read the paragraphs that the key points are in, okay?
Well, and this is why we make such a great duo, okay? Big sister who reads all the things and takes her time.
Everything on the page. I'm like, why are you reading this?
Yes, takes forever and a day, but I do it. And little sister, let me just skim.
Let me just find what I'm looking for real quick, and then I'll read the whole thing.
All right, so who do you guys relate to most? Tell us in the comments. Are you more of a Vivian or a Chelsea in this case?
Look, I do really well on standardized tests.
Yeah, and how many of those are you taking into your 30s? Great use when you were 15.
Yeah, I mean...
All right, so let's go ahead. The reason I brought up the intro paragraph is there was one sentence that really stood out to me, and I really loved.
It didn't stand out to me.
Yeah, because she skipped the whole thing.
Oh, my bad.
Well, actually, I take that back. It's two sentences. It says, while terms like answer engine optimization, AEO, or generative engine optimization, GEO, are common online, many suggested quote unquote hacks aren't effective or supported by how Google search actually works. Okay. Second sentence. To help you focus on what matters for your website's visibility, we've collected some of the most prominent topics circulating the internet around generative AI and Google search. Here are a few things you can ignore for Google search.
Vivian, can I just say, I might start reading the intro paragraphs for Google.
Dramatics.
For Google specifically, because they are very, excuse my language, but they're very cunty, I feel like.
I mean,
like, they're very...
Well, you know what it is? It sounds like we've had enough of your nonsense.
That's exactly
online gurus. Like. We are putting out there the truth, right? Like, you quit talking about what Google likes when you're not Google.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and to your point, it's big cunty energy, which is fabulous. I'm into that. So yes, continue to read. Actually start reading the intro paragraphs, please.
I'll start for Google. I'll do that for you.
All right. So thanks, Google. What is the first one that they told us we can ignore?
LLMS text files and other special markup. Vivian, did you even hear about this hack?
No, but it's not a long shot. Like when I read it, I was like, I could see somebody recommending this and I could understand almost believing the logic behind it.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of these have logic. It's just that we're not understanding how Google's algorithm work. So specifically with this one, with the text files, Google is pushing back saying that you don't have to create new machine readable files. Like you don't have to create AI text files. You don't have to do some special markup or mark it down to appear in Google's AI generative search or generative AI capabilities or anything like that. Like Google search itself doesn't use these text files for one. And then two, Google can read all the text files. Like you don't have to create special ones for their AI. Like it can already read all the files you need. Now, in the article, Google does say, if you want to create these files, if you have a reason for them, that's fine. Google's algorithm can read them. But the concept or the idea of creating special files so that you can appear in their generative AI search, that's just not how this works.
Yeah, I think the key here too is they're basically telling you there's one thread throughout all of these myths that they're busting, and they keep going back to it, and it's like AI is fine. It's smart. Like you'll do the thing. It doesn't need, yes, it doesn't need this extra data point for it to understand or for it to suddenly say, oh, this is really great to put in an AI like search. And I know I'm being a little repetitive here, but just want to reframe. If you guys are a little lost in the sauce, for one, go back and listen to episode 1 or the episode prior to this where we tee it up. But what we're specifically talking about is how to get your website, your product, your service, your business name in that AI overview at the top.
Yes.
Okay. And so that's why they're saying, maybe someone has told you that you need to generate a specific file so that it can find the information and display it in that AI overview. False.
Yeah.
False.
Not how this works.
Yeah. No. Great. Like Chelsea said, great if you're doing it for another reason. Like it's not going to hurt you any, but why waste your time?
Yeah. Why waste your time? Because it's not helping. It's not giving you an extra boost.
Yeah. All right. So the next one then is chunking content. All right. And so we've heard this where people are saying like, hey, go ahead and not format, but display the content, the information a little differently. So that way it's a little easier for AI overview to kind of like understand it.
Yeah. I think this kind of goes back to like lists.
Bullet points.
Conversation we had about lists and bullet points and stuff like that. You don't need to break up your content on AI's behalf. If it is easier for your consumer to read the content because it's broken up in lists or in bullet points, like if that works for your target audience, perfect. That will help.
Yes.
Because Google, again, I feel like we're being a little repetitive. You're right. But this is important to say. Google is trying to find the best match, right? It's trying to find the best content to give to an end user so that they can clearly understand and be clearly informed on whatever they're looking for. Yeah. So create a list if it works for your end user. You don't need to do that for AI.
Yeah. And the thing in there it says is Google systems are able to understand the nuance of multiple topics on a page and show the relevant piece to the user. Again, it's like, yo, we got it. Our AI actually does its job, and it's pretty good at like figuring out what type of information's on the page and which type of information is relevant. The other, I think we had talked about this in the last episode. It's almost like, they had told you that like there's no need to try to game the system and create like 5 blogs from something that easily could have just been in one blog, right? Like if it makes sense to have all those topics together in one article, why would you piece it out into 5 separate ones? Okay. You're not giving the AI more data points, and that's just not how it works. Yeah. And so that's exactly what it's reminding us. Like, hey, it's smart.
It's smart.
It'll figure it out.
Yeah. I also like, Vivian, in this section, they also mention that there is no ideal page length.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no, you need to meet this amount of numbers, this amount of words, or this many paragraphs. It needs to be this long or this short. No.
The content quality is the most important.
Yes.
Yeah. And so let me bring this up too, Chelsea, since we're kind of a little off track here. But you and I have had lots of conversations about AI. One of my biggest pet peeves is people using AI for emails that
my God, y'all, please don't literally send me an AI email.
An email that could have been 3 sentences ends up 3 paragraphs, because y'all know what AI does when you use like ChatGPT. it writes really well, but it writes very unnecessarily. Okay. So like it puts a lot of words in there that like no human would possibly say in a natural, like speaking conversation. So it's just, I bring that up to say, if you're going to use AI to help you write blogs or content, please be sure that you're going in and you're cleaning up that communication, because the other thing that the chatbot doesn't want is the AI overview is not going to, that type of information is not going to be appealing to it. It's going to want direct and concise information, right?
Yes.
Information it can understand. It doesn't need flowery language.
Flowery? No, flowery.
Flowery.
Oh my God. Never mind.
Flowery language.
That's true. I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you. Also, if you're trying to meet like a word count, I just told you you don't have to do that. So there you go.
Yeah. False.
False.
All right. What's the next one they warned us about?
The next one is rewriting content just for AI systems. I'm so glad and also so annoyed that they put this on here.
Why?
I'm so glad because apparently it's something that we need to tell people.
Okay.
I'm annoyed that this is something we need to tell people. It's one of those, you know, when there's like a crazy rule. And you're like, why would they ever make this a rule? But you know it's because someone's done it before.
Yes,
like I feel like it's that. It feels like that to me.
Yeah.
We've said it so many times in this episode and in last week's episode, but create content for people, because the AI algorithm is specifically looking for that. You don't need to appease whatever you think the AI algorithm wants.
Yeah.
All it wants is good quality content for the end user.
Yeah, I love it. It kind of, when you said about warning labels, I was thinking, didn't they have to put on like the Tide Pods, like don't eat these, because kids were eating them. So yeah, to your point. And you're correct. And remember the whole purpose of having this AI overview at the top is that Google, instead, if you think of the practicality of it, instead of when they used to give us the Google searches, us having to go through Google page search 1, Google page search 2 to find and piece together, meal piece the information, they've created this AI to specifically say, no, what we could do is look at all of the sources of information, pick out the best ones and the ones that are going to match. And they can actually hodgepodge them together. They can, use a couple different sources. Ideally, though, what they want from your content is to only really have to use one source because your content's just that good. Yeah. So it's like, okay, well, instead of pulling from 3 different sources, I could just pull from this one blog post, from this one TikTok video, from this one whatever, concisely, put an overview at the top and there you go. And then I'm just going to link it back to the TikTok video that you made because it was so good.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no specific way that you need to write for the AI systems. A direct quote from this article: AI systems can understand synonyms and general meanings of what someone is seeking in order to connect them with content that might not use the same precise words.
Hot damn. Sounds like it's smart.
It is artificial intelligence.
I mean, hello.
So they specify, you don't have to focus as much on being worried that you're using the correct long tail keywords or anything like that. Keyword stuffing, no one should be doing. We are in 2026, y'all. If I find out any of you guys are keyword stuffing,
I'm in trouble.
Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna be upset. That is that is so 2000.
Yeah, and let me tell you, what's worse than outing yourself is having somebody write in and submit your name to Chelsea. Okay, then she's gonna be big mad. So you might as well just out yourself in the comments right now. If you're doing keyword stuffing, tell us. Okay.
Yes. Look, join our SOB community. We'll help you come up with a better SEO strategy. The keyword stuffing is not helping anyone at this point.
No. Yeah. This episode of the SOB Marketing Podcast is brought to you by the SOB community. If you're a small business owner that is neglecting your marketing and you feel like you've wasted money and time on marketing help that didn't deliver, or if you're just craving support from people who actually get what it's like to run and promote a small business, then our membership community is for you. Visit school.com/SOB to sign up today to get instant access and weekly support. That's SKOOL.com/SOB.
Vivian, I'm very excited to talk about this next one.
Okay, tell me why.
We have
Dork.
seeking. Oh my God. The other day, this is a little sidetrack, y'all. SOB community, Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have our every other Tuesday, every other Thursday, once a week, we have our Zoom call. Vivian and I like to bring notes for it so we can talk about everything new going on in the marketing world. I was writing my notes the other day and Tim had walked by and I was like, I really love marketing. I was like, this stuff is so interesting. I'm so excited to talk about all of this.
It's very, it definitely keeps you on your toes. And, I think that's a good general reminder. If you're tuning in for the first time to our podcast, part of the reason that Chelsea and I provide resources to small business owners for marketing is the truth is in 2026, there is no way that you can just quote unquote read a marketing article one time and think that things are going to stay the same.
Yeah,
They're not. Okay. And so there are the foundational things of marketing that are never going to change. Mm-hmm. And we try to have an equal mix of those conversations mixed in here with stuff like this.
Yeah.
I mean, this was last year, Google had not released this information. No. And you guys know, because you're consumers too, at the end of the day, the way that you're out there searching for stuff is changing.
Exactly.
Okay, which means you have to adapt. If your business is going to, benefit from it, you have to have these conversations like we're having today. Yeah. And I love that you love marketing that much because you're kind of forced to love marketing that much.
This would be really difficult if I did not love marketing.
Yeah, I'd be like, get out of here. I'll have, Zosie, my dog, right here. Zoe and I will talk marketing stuff.
You've heard it here first. Vivian's going to replace me with a dog. Okay. No, it's fine. No, it's fine. Whatever. You want to replace me with a dog. That's okay.
She's offended.
I'm a little offended. I'm not going to lie. Vivian, let's talk about seeking inauthentic mentions. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So what exactly would that be?
Okay. So we've talked about in the past backlinks, but if you did not hear that conversation, backlinks are when someone else, a different website, a different blog post, article, it could be a podcast, anything. When they mention you and link back to your content in their content, that's backlink.
Yes, and we love a good backlink because it's exposing you to potentially a new audience, right? People that had never heard about you, and it's driving, ideally, traffic to your website, video, blog post, whatever they backlink to.
Yes. So backlinks are amazing. Love them. You should be looking for them. However, backlinks are only useful when they are meaningful. Okay. So this seeking inauthentic mentions, this is pushing back on backlinks that aren't actually useful.
Okay.
So think about if you have a blog post and someone comments in the blog post, but all they're doing is linking back to their own website.
Okay.
They're not actually adding anything useful to the discussion.
It's not like, so sometimes in a recipe, right? They're like, make homemade frosting, right? But it's a recipe for the cake. And so they'll backlink back to the recipe of the homemade frosting so that they don't have to put it on that same thing.
Yes.
Right.
That's a good backlink.
Yeah. Yes. And so you're saying if it doesn't make sense like that, though,
if it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
If you're backlinking to something that has nothing to do with your conversation, with your content. Sure. Or if someone else is trying to create backlinks by commenting their stuff on your content, that's not a good backlink. That's spam.
Right.
You know, that's spam. There are...
Or if you're doing it like awkwardly, like you're trying to make it connect, but it doesn't connect. Not working. Yeah.
I'm thinking of, Vivian, remember we had the conversation on influencer pods?
Yes.
And how they all kind of just interact with each other to boost their numbers?
Yes.
So that's also not going to work. And that's something that you could do. People, I don't know of anyone who's done this, but I know it's a thing. You can reach out to people and say, oh, you mention my content, I'll mention your content. Mm-hmm. But it still doesn't quite work. Yeah. Because the content doesn't mesh.
Yeah. And it kind of, I love that you brought up the example of like the influencer pods. If you guys, the way typically they would set it up is they join some type of group, all these influencers, and they're like, hey, in order to be supportive of each other, when somebody else posts, go ahead and comment on that post because the social media platforms love engagement. And so it looks like they have a profile that's super engaged, which then supposedly the platforms push out even more. The problem with that is you can spot this all the time is when you look at the influencer's comments on a certain post, like let's say they're sharing an outfit and then linking to like, you know, all this stuff with like a discount code, right? It's like, yeah, girl, looking fine, hot. It's like one word or it's just like a phrase or it's like, this is so cute, but it's nobody. The question you have to ask is if the goal is to sell, how you have all your friends on there practically commenting, but nobody is hitting that buy button.
Exactly.
Right. And so it doesn't serve its purpose. So similar to this, great if you get mentions, but what good do these mentions do if they're not?
This comes back to our conversation on quality.
Yes.
And that's really what they're saying. If it's inauthentic, if you're just trying to get a backlink, you know, that's not going to help you. If you're getting authentic, you're getting quality backlinks, you're linking with, what would be a good example? We've used this example before, Vivian. You're a flower shop. You team up with a pottery business in the area. So you guys probably have backlinks on your website because you're like, oh, this vase is from, and then you link to that. That is authentic. That makes sense. That is quality. Those are good backlinks.
Yeah, and going a step further, what would definitely, the idea behind this stuff too is like, let's say if you are that flower shop and you're, you know, seasonally the flowers switch out. And so with that pottery place, you're actually using very specific pots that they have created for this time of year. And maybe it's a collection that they do. And maybe they shared it on their website, the collection. And so you're like, I used one of the vases from their newest collection. And then you link it to the post that shows or wherever it shows their newest collection. And so that way it's timely. You know, it makes sense that you would embed a backlink. It also makes sense for that, you know, for the fact that someone that's interested, if they're buying that vase of flowers, they probably are also buying it because they love the vase, not just the flowers in it, right? And so all of that just makes way more sense than, you know, I don't know.
He's trying to create an authentic backlink.
That's right.
Okay, Vivian, we have one bullet point left.
Oh.
And we are pushing back on over-focusing on structured data.
All right.
Okay. It is good to focus on how you're structuring your content if you are focusing on your target audience.
Okay.
We're pushing back on focusing on the algorithm when it comes to structuring your data. Specifically in this bullet point, Google says there is no specific schema markup. It's actually pronounced schema. My bad. That will help you get in front of the AI or pull up in that paragraph, in that AI overview. Schema markup, Vivian, is the back end coding for your website. I'm going to be so for real with you guys. It's something that you probably don't even need to worry about.
Yeah.
Because most of these website platforms handle all of this for you.
Okay.
Yeah. There is no specific schema that's going to get you in front of the AI overview or going to get you picked by the AI. There's no specific way to structure your data, again, with the lists or with the splitting everything up.
Sure.
That's not how this works. The AI is smart. It's going to find the content that is unique, remember?
That's
Unique,
right.
quality content that makes sense and answers the question for the consumer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with all of that in mind, I guess we could just wrap it up to say there are no shortcuts, you guys.
Yeah.
Like, just be sure that you're creating the content that is going to attract your target customer, right? Your ideal client. And that's really all you could do. So hopefully you feel relieved today. Okay. There is no like you going out searching YouTube, searching Instagram for some type of hack that's just going to make all of your stuff preferred, right? To this AI overview, this AI machine.
Exactly. And also it should make you feel good about the fact that there's no one out there that knows certain tricks that you don't know.
Yeah.
And that's the reason that they're showing up.
Yeah.
No, that's not it.
And Google has flat out told you that. All of this stuff, and maybe try this if you're in real estate. Take whatever industry you're in and think of maybe some of the very basic questions that someone who doesn't know about your business yet, but is your target audience might ask, okay? So if I'm doing real estate in Charleston, South Carolina, that would be maybe I Google, top places to eat in Charleston, South Carolina, or, tax information for Charleston, South Carolina, whatever it is, right? Just put yourself like in the mindset of someone that's either visiting so that they could check it out and potentially relocate here, or someone who's already made the decision, I'm going to relocate. Look to see with those types of questions what the AI overview is giving them, okay? And where they're pulling that information. Once you kind of go and check out those links and figure out what websites, what forums, what Reddits they're pulling from, you're going to better understand maybe the type of content that you can create and if you could do it better. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. We're still very early on in a lot of this. And I don't think business owners are as focused on this quite yet as they're going to be here in the next couple of years. So you have an opportunity to come in, start focusing on creating the content this way. And then that way your business can show up in the overview early on and you can benefit from it.
Yeah. No, exactly. I'm glad we had this conversation. If you didn't listen to part 1, go listen to it now.
You did it a little backwards.
You did it a little backwards.
It's okay.
But you know what? I love that for you.
Yes.
It's fine. Sometimes you got to hear what not to do first.
That's right.
Yeah, that's fine. So make sure you are subscribed, following, check out the SOB community. And Vivian, go be the best SOB you can be.